Rail Riders.
Wrong. Idiot. Kill yourself.
Bazinga.
Liam, you're a Big Apple guy?
As I'm swallowing.
As you
Yeah,
shoot.
huge,
He sounds
huge
like
apple
it,
guy.
for sure.
It's a big apple.
Is that a
Got it from Wegmans.
Gala apple right there?
No, Honey Crisp. I
Honey
believe.
Crisp. Okay.
Yeah,
I like Honey
delicious.
Crisp.
Very refreshing.
I like Gala or Gala apples. The thing is, with me, I recently did, like, within the last 2 years, I did Invisalign. Like, I got my wisdom teeth out and started lining up my chompers to do Invisalign.
Oh, did it all.
And it's been great, right? But the flip side of that is that because of the shifting and whatnot, it makes it hard to eat apples straight up. I mean, if you put them in slices or whatnot, like I'm a 5-year-old, they're pretty good. So I haven't been
Like
able to
little
enjoy as
Happy
many.
Meal bags.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like the little plastic. What is it? Mott's is the company. Mott's does. Yeah. So
Applesauce.
yeah, the very same, right? So I haven't been able to enjoy as many apples in recent years because it's
I'm
a
a
whole
green
thing.
apple
Got to
man.
chomp them up.
I'm a sour
Oh.
green apple.
Oh,
Granny Smith.
oh, terrible.
Is that-
Worst apple by far.
I
No.
If I had to rank them.
I think that's like
last.
that's like a low B tier apple. I think it's solid enough.
They're always like
love-
so firm though.
I prefer that. I prefer the
Nah,
hard
need
apple.
it to be a little soft.
Soft
Not like
apples
mealy,
scare me
but-
because then I'm like, oh, is it bad? But if it's hard, I know that it's.
That's
good.
what you make pies with, though. Like you need those for apple pie. You can't.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not making a fucking apple pie.
Do you not like apple pie?
I don't dislike it, but I don't. Pie is not. Yeah, we went to Bova's and you got what'd you get? Fucking
Yeah,
the
apple pie
slice or
square was
something.
amazing. It was delicious.
What a freak!
don't
At a
know.
pastry shop.
It was bomb. It was tasty. If I had a cold glass of milk or some ice cream to go with that, it'd be amazing.
Old
But
man
no, yeah.
dessert.
Yeah, Gala apples are Macintosh, really good apples. I think Red Delicious gets a little bit too much hate, but I've always appreciated Red Delicious.
Overrated.
Again, probably B tier, I would say. Those yellow ones, those belong in the trash. No flavor to those.
I've never
no
had.
nothing.
Yeah,
Oh
no.
yeah, no, those
No.
are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so that was Apple Talk on Lansdowne.
Yep.
Pod on the orchard.
Orchard. Yeah, there you go.
Anyways, love apples. That S tier fruit, just in general. But anyways, I am Todd Walker, aka Fitz. I'm joined by Jake Faria, aka Jake, and bye, all caps, aka Liam. This is Pod on Lansdowne. We're happy you could join us for this very, very special episode for a couple of reasons. Number one, I made it out of Chicago alive. I never thought it was going to happen, and maybe we can go into it later. But I wrote a blog on it. It was a whole freaking ordeal.
I was hoping you could give us like a dramatic reading or something at some point.
14 hours of driving yesterday, Liam. 1-4. For those who haven't read the blog, who didn't follow me on Twitter.
I've done it, Fitz. I mean, grow up.
I mean, I've done Amherst.
Yeah, get over it.
I've done Amherst. Well, I also did the Chicago from Boston drive before, but we also like we stayed overnight once. We broke
I
it
did
up.
Boston to South Bend.
I did Amherst
Almost,
to South
I mean,
Bend.
that's almost what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh, no, excuse me. I did Connecticut to South Bend. So mine was like 13 hours.
driving through Connecticut is hell. We avoided Connecticut.
Connecticut.
We went through like upstate New York.
Why? Why? What?
Driving through Connecticut's awful. What are you talking about?
What? Like Hartford?
The whole thing. I gotta turn
I
off my
don't
fan, by the way. That's gonna sound like
Love a nice drive through
dog
Hartford.
recording.
I don't know if I agree with that. Hartford's not great, but outside of that,
Yeah, a lot of it is Hartford, but you get to see the Argoats Park, which is pretty cool.
yeah, it's just Duncan Park now.
Yeah,
Used to be Dunkin' Donuts Park. But.
yeah, but they changed that up. So I survived the.
Well, Fitz, we're happy to have you
weekend.
here. We're happy to
It's
have you.
it's good to be here. It's good to be not cooped up in a car. Second reason, because the Sox are rolling. The Boston Red Sox are ahead of the New York Yankees in the standings
They
as we
are.
record this right now.
They are.
But the biggest reason, Jake, I'll let you do the honors on this because you got it all squared up. Who's joining us on the podcast later?
Oh, later on we will be joined by former Red Sox sideline reporter Gary Streisky.
Unbelievable pull.
Woohoo!
so we're
give it
very
up for
excited.
Gary, everybody.
Give it up for Gary.
And give it up for Jake for getting that square together. Gold star.
Organizing.
Yeah. So we're very excited for that.
Let us. How did you get a hold of Gary? Sure, he's a hard man to nail down.
I DM'd him.
Just that's it. That's pretty good.
That's all.
Yeah,
it
well,
took.
we've met before. Like it wasn't cold. But we've crossed paths a few times.
It was your boyish charm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a cold call.
What? No, I know. Speaking of, we have a couple of those to send out, don't we? Later.
That's true. That's
Couple
true.
Cold DMs.
Yeah, those will be cold.
Yes.
Those will be big. But again, yeah,
Ice cold.
you gotta risk it for the biscuit. That's the old saying. But anyways, we're happy you could have us here on this edition of the episode. First one after the All-Star break. The All-Star game. Hope you enjoyed your All-Star break. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Pretty solid weekend at the Friendly Confines, fellas. 2 out of 3. You know, everyone's complaining like, other people who aren't Red Sox fans, and even some people have been like, okay, let's calm down. They've just been beating the Cubs. They've just been beating up on the
That's
Oakland
not
A's.
true, Fitz. It's not true.
What do you mean?
Well, they swept the Blue Jays.
Oh, I'm just saying,
And-
like, within the past week.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's what I mean. Like, I mean, these two teams suck, and we've been beating them.
Yeah, but we have also been beating other teams. And it's-
Exactly, that's right.
and
2 or
here's the
3
thing.
from the Rangers, one of the best teams. in the
Especially,
AL.
yeah, I always hate those complaints. Well, it's only this team, it's only that team, as if we choose who to play, as if we handpick.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to play Oakland right now. You know, oh, I want to play the Cubs right now. You know, especially now with the even schedule, you guys get the same opportunities to beat up on the A's at some point in the season. You guys can play the Cubs. You guys can have the Mets coming into town, or you go into Queens to play the Mets. You know, we don't pick it. It's just right now we're in a situation where the team needs to be taking advantage of these games right before the trade deadline. And so far, Liam, that's been the case. The team's been on a good run.
Yeah, I mean, I said it last week before the break, but it's Jake
Oh,
Faria.
yeah. Drop my-
I said it before the break. It's encouraging to see them beat the teams they're supposed to beat, because they hadn't done that all year up until this point. They were playing to the level of competition.
Skibbity. Trevor Story rehab assignment this weekend. Going out.
Woohoo!
All right.
It's all coming together now.
Our trade
Yep.
deadline acquisition, guys.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Where's he starting? Does it say? Is it go
No, it just
Salem,
says
Portland?
a affiliate, one of the affiliates.
I would guess Portland.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what probably Portland.
You know, what he's gonna be starting in low A ball. I don't think.
Send him to
He
Greenville.
hasn't swung a bat in like 8, or not swung a bat, but live pitching in like what, in 8 months, probably 9 months.
like in
mean,
game. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Obviously, he's
that's
taking a
tough.
pee against some guys and simulated
tough.
games and stuff, but you know that doesn't match up to the real thing on a rehab assignment. But point is, hey, step in the right direction.
Yeah, sail through a bullpen today, I believe. Throwing through.
Another deadline acquisition. After.
Sure. Would you guys? Here's a question I'd love to pose to you, Cats. Would you be intrigued by Sale in a sort of like middle relief role, strictly?
Yeah.
Like
I said-
4
I said
innings at
we-
a time.
Yeah, like 3-4 innings, like, but strictly out of the pen.
I think so, because I mean, figure when he comes back. I mean, there's no way he's going to be able to throw like 95 pitches at fully effective. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Put him in the Pavetta role. Pavetta
well,
2.0.
no, let's keep Pavetta there.
yeah, I was going to say
Well,
after,
no, that's-
after
no,
Monday
that's what-
night,
no, that's
maybe
what I'm
keep
saying.
Pavetta where he.
Oh, like have a lefty and a righty
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yeah. Well, how about Nicky P? Huh?
Unbelievable.
How about him?
Unbelievable.
How about him?
Good for him. After the pissiest attitude of going to the bullpen, he's been walking the walk.
He
Amazing.
wasn't familiar with his own game.
Yeah, doesn't know his own strength.
It's
Yeah,
thriving out there.
Yeah.
On the drive in, I thought Will Fleming was gonna fucking on the broadcast because he was losing his mind with like more and more with every strikeout. By like the ninth,
It was
he was
crazy.
it was hilarious. I just
What,
kept
he struck
laughing.
out seven straight at one point.
It was definitely 6 at one point, right?
Yeah.
It may have been
Yeah.
7.
What was the hit? I didn't even remember. What was the hit Bernardino gave up?
Well, let me see. I'll pull up
Because
the
it was
box
just a
score.
one. It was we threw a one hitter last night. The Sox threw a one
Jamie
hitter.
pulled that up.
Yeah, Bernardino into Pavetta is that's our ace.
Single to right field by Ryan Noda in the bottom of the first inning.
Oh, all right, sure.
That was it.
I would love to hear if Pivetta thinks there is anything different in terms of the approach being a long stretch relief pitcher, or if it's just his same approach, but he just, he delays it by 45 minutes because he's sitting, in the bullpen for the first inning or two. I would like to hear what changes or what stays the same in his process, because it is night and day. I don't know what it is. It's, you go one time through the order and then he comes in and it's lights out. And this is the first time it's happened on this scale. You know what I mean? He was untouchable Monday night against Oakland. I understand it's the A's.
Literally.
Same argue what I said.
He literally was. Yeah.
Pedro in Cleveland, 99.
Yeah, right. The Red Sox will mob Nick Pivetta on the mound. But this is, in terms of him being an effective relief pitcher out of the bullpen, we've seen it for, near 40 innings at this point? We're getting enough of a sample size where you could say this is working. So I would be curious to hear what he has to say in terms of, does anything feel different in terms of his preparation for those outings? What stays the same? Because it's working beautifully. And I don't know what has changed or what stayed the same in terms of, of that pregame stuff. I'm just happy that it's a thing in the first place, I guess. Maybe don't question it that much. Just accept it. Lean back and accept it.
Well, this isn't breaking new ground, but baseball's so mental, and that seems to just be kind of what happened. I mean, he rears back when he had a couple of those like 1 or 2 inning stints they were doing for a little, and he was ticking up his velo. But like last night, I mean, that's basically a start, 6 innings. So it's not different in that sense as far as being stretched out or whatever. It's just, I think something about coming in later, like freed his mind or something. I don't know. We'll never know, really. But,
unless we get him on the pod, unless we call him.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it jokingly on Twitter to you Monday Night Fits, but maybe he just likes to take it slow to start the day at the office.
Right? Wake
I
up,
don't know if
make yourself a coffee.
Get a feel for the day, get a feel for the game. I don't know if that gives him like extra time to look at scouting reports or like what he's doing for the first 2 to 3 innings. But I mean, 35 innings, 52 strikeouts.
Or is it like a test like for school?
Crazy.
Yeah.
What is it? Is K9 is like 13 and a half or something, right?
Which is absurd.
As a reliever.
That's hilarious. I mean, again, Monday's going to jump that up a bit, it's that's not sustainable, but that's still ridiculous, Maybe though, Liam, like, is it on the flip side of it, like, looking at scouting reports longer, it's like, is it like taking a test at school? Like at some point you reach a line when you're studying for a test at school where like
you're like, you just got to take it.
There's no more preparation. There's, you could keep looking at the Spanish Inquisition all you want. Like, what you are going to know at this point. It's not going to change. You can't cram anymore. You have to just take the test. I don't know.
Were you guys procrastinating? I loved procrastinating.
I'm so good at procrastinating.
Yeah, I to this day I do it. Doesn't matter.
I try not to. I do try to. I do try to tackle things as early as I can, but high school taught me how to procrastinate. If I find myself in the situation where I do need to procrastinate, high school taught me how to properly go about it. So I'm kind of procrastinating centrist, if you will. I don't do it all the time, but I know how to if need be.
Yeah, no, I definitely do my best work under pressure. If you give me like a month to do something, I'm not going to do it until like the last 48 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no pressure, no diamonds.
So here, fellas, here's what I ask about Nicky P. As far as the Boston Red Sox go, I mean, it's over for him as a starter, right?
Yeah, I don't see why it's not broken. Don't fix it.
Yeah, like even if all 5 of if we have 0 starting pitchers left, they would still just have someone open for him. Yeah, and like under no circumstance are you letting him. You said it yourself, begin a
Jake.
Game.
Like, he's not a quote unquote starter, but he's effectively a quote unquote starter. He does 6 innings, and he gets you. If Bernardino does innings 1 and 2, and Pivetta gets you through the 7th or the 8th. What's the difference if Pivetta went through 1 and 6 and Bernardino was in there to get you through the 7th or the 8th? What's the difference?
Bernardino, just side note, because he was kind of the afterthought last night, but what a find for Heim.
we mentioned it last week,
Yeah.
and we'll mention it again.
He just keeps cruising out there.
Listen,
big baller.
Chaim Bloom, I know it's very charged one way or the other when you're talking about Chaim Bloom. Like, people have very strong opinions about it, and I get it. You got to give him some credit on some of these finds, though. And again, he's not without his warts, I would say, 100%. But, I mean, this is 3 years now where he's found a gem relatively out of nowhere for the bullpen. Whitlock, Schreiber, and now Bernardino, it looks like. You know, a strong lefty option out of the bullpen. He deserves some credit for that.
Yeah, and Bernardino's got team control for like a long time.
Yeah, because he's like Dennis Quaid. How old is Bernardino? He's not.
He's like
Bernardino
31. He is
is 31
and
he's
he's
Dennis Quaid in the rookie.
Yeah, the
It's-
rookie. And he's not a free agent until 29. So
Was he a high school baseball coach before this? Did his teammates put him up to a bet? That's my question.
I mean his
his ERA,
his
his
stats
ERA
are
plus
gaudy.
in 31 and 2/3 innings, his ERA plus is 206. The FIP is under 3.
His whip is
yeah,
almost under 1.
Well, it's not under one, Jake, is it?
No, it's not. It's
Trade him.
1.011.
Trade him. Trade him. Can't do anything with that.
33 strikeouts and 31. Whatever. He's not a strikeout guy. You know, strikeout an inning just about. But he's got 8 walks in 31 innings, which is solid. I'll take that. I love him. I love him.
I'm a fan.
Yeah,
Color
I mean,
me a fan.
it goes to show, like, I mean, Chaim has placed such an emphasis on the 40-man roster.
Yeah, sometimes
And
too
just
much.
like constantly churning like the bottom of that roster. I mean, I know we kind of hate it. We're like, some people are always like, oh, he's dumpster diving, but I mean, as long as you do it
want Man's
regularly.
I actually wish he would do it more. I think sometimes he gets caught up, and we talked about this maybe last week or the week before, but the Caleb Orts and the Braziers, like sometimes he gets scared to dump guys because of what happened with like Springs or there was somebody else, but yeah,
Definitely Springs.
I don't mind
Yeah.
the churn. You know, it's good. It's like
When
figure
it
out what you
works.
have.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Jakes is going tonight. He's the opener this evening, and even he, I mean,
He's been good.
not to
He's
the
been
level of Bernardino, but he's
Yeah.
looked solid to me as well.
Yeah, no, yeah. Take what he's
One of the
giving you 100%.
craziest spellings versus pronunciations for a name I've ever seen. Also,
Joe Jacquet.
yeah, Jacquees,
Oh, yeah,
and it's
bonjour.
Jakes. What?
A fellow Jake.
A fellow Jake? Okay, yeah, sort of, not really,
you
but
go.
kind of.
All right, let's take a break right here. All right, let's step away, and we'll get into some more Red Sox talk later in the program. But first, our conversation with one. Or do we want to have the conversation here, or do we want to have it later in the show?
Well, you already. I don't know.
I'll toss it in there now.
You were kind of
Yeah,
going
let's
for
do it now.
All right.
Gary,
Give the people something.
yeah, there. Gary Streisky after the jump.
Terrible toss by Fitz there, huh?
Ah, whatever.
Got cold feet in the middle of the toss. Guys, look, look at this. I got a nice frame for my
Ooh,
Louis
Louis
Tia.
Tia.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we hold on one sec to jump back? Soph needs me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a water. Anyways, I'm fucking dying in here. Cause like, if I turn this light off, it looks awful. Like I look like I'm in the shadows. You know what I mean? But I'm also beet red when I do this. But you gotta be
Oh
able to
yeah,
see.
that it looks like you're cooking.
Cause I am cooking.
These rotisserie chicken.
But I can't have the fan on because it sounds awful. This is a lose-lose situation right now. All right, I'll be right back.
Jake, I'm surprised you're not doing Barbenheimer on opening night.
How would I do that? Soph's got to work. We'd get to the first movie would be at like 7, and then we'd be out till 2 a.m.
That'd be a long night. That's all.
No, that's a you do that on a weekend.
I'm doing Oppenheimer Thursday at 6.
And then and Barbie on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you'll have to.
I'll have to give you the scouting report.
Yeah. Well, you're seeing Barbie. Oh no, at 6 you said. Where are you seeing it? At
Just AMC.
just digital. I think we're seeing both in Dolby.
Barbie might be in Dolby. I can't remember.
I don't. I want to
At
say
11.
it's not because
It may have been out of seats.
mine. Where are we? Oh, here. Okay. The AMC website is such dog shit. Takes forever. Everything takes forever to load. But yeah, 7. My Barbie is at 7 in Dolby on Saturday.
Barbieheimer. Or Barbenheimer, I should say.
Yeah, it's Barbenheimer.
Beg pardon. All right. Come back in like 5 seconds. 21:15. All right, we're back from our conversation with Gary. Thank him so much, and thank Jake so much for setting it up. Very well done.
Way
Hope
to
we get
go,
more-
Jake.
Thank you, Jake.
It was an amazing conversation, wasn't it, folks?
It was great.
Yes. It
was
very
awesome.
good.
Great guy.
We haven't had it yet as we record this. We're recording this before.
Fits.
Talking to Gary.
Fits.
We've done that before. We've
Yeah,
peeled
peek
back
behind
the
the
curtain.
curtain.
Yeah, a little peek behind the curtain.
Right? That's a little inside production trick for you there.
Yeah.
You time travel, basically.
Fellas, there's something I want to tackle real quick.
Tackle away.
So, as of recording, this could change tonight, of course, and the next day and the day after. But we are ahead of the Yankees right now. We're 1 game up on them. We're in 4th, they're in 5th. Can we just take a moment and dissect how catastrophically bad that roster is constructed?
We could do this for like an hour and a half.
It's
if you want.
genuinely like I can't even. I'm like struggling to put into words. I don't understand how they thought. Yeah, that's good, especially because you're all in because Judge is he's 40 years old already. It's like you don't have years to like really build something with him. You got to kind of push all your chips in, and they're just not. They have exactly 2 good players.
Yeah, the
and
lack
both-
of depth,
and they're both old.
Especially in that lineup, the lack of depth right now. I mean, Rizzo
Yeah,
has
that
been.
lineup's miserable.
But that's not even Fitz. That's
Yeah.
not even. It's not even that.
Well, it's
there-
it's 15
depth,
things.
Depth is one thing, but there's not even like.
There's not as much quality.
Yeah, there's not. It's
There's
Aaron
15
Judge.
things. Listen,
Yeah,
we're
there's
both
Aaron
right.
Judge, and then the next best hitter I think is Rizzo.
Then there's 50 feet of crap.
who is bad. Like there's nobody.
Stanton, nightmare.
Nightmare.
Rizzo,
Stinks.
bad recently.
Bad. Glaber I think is having
Glaber's
an
been-
okay.
Glaber's been
season.
solid.
Yeah. LeMahieu toast.
They have
Why'd
They
they
have
extend
three-
LeMahieu?
three
man? Why did they
qualified
give
hitters.
him that money? Oh,
3 Yeah, and
3
it's not
qualified
good.
hitters with an OPS plus over 100.
it's not
And
good.
one is Judge, who's
And
hurt.
one is Judge at 193, then Torres at 108, and Rizzo at 103.
Yeah, so I mean, it's bad.
It's brutal.
3%
It's
better than the
miserable.
average bear.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
bad. They also
Jordan-
have one starting pitcher with an ERA plus over 100. And
I mean,
it's Cole.
well, I was going to
who's
say Garrett,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. you know.
But then everybody else is below average. I mean, it is such a horribly constructed roster. I
And-
can't believe it.
Jordan Leandri, I'll try to find the specific thread. He did a thread last night, Monday night, as you're listening to this. Jordan dived into the math
Dove.
dove into the shit. Kick rocks. How about that?
All right.
You're gonna be dived into a volcano after I
Okay.
push you in there,
Got that.
Buckaroo. All right.
Gotcha. Yep.
But Jordan took a look at the amount of money spent per FWAR.
On the Yankees or in general?
Well, he compared it with the Red Sox. The Red Sox are around league average, so like they're doing a good enough of a job of finding enough value where they can. The Yankees, not so much. I'm stalling trying to find the thread. I wish I had it pulled up beforehand. My
well,
apologies.
3 of the 4 highest payrolls stink this year, right? I mean, it's
What, Mets, Padres, Yankees?
Yeah,
Who's the fourth?
and then the Dodgers probably, right? They're probably decently high, if I had to guess.
So here's the biggest takeaway of that thread from Jordan. Again, at Jordan Leandry 55. 15.3 F4 to $144.2 million for the Red Sox. That comes out to $9.4 million per F4 for the Red Sox. And again, that's around league average. Do you want to guess how many $1 million the Yankees are spending per one F4 on their roster?
$21 million.
Close.
Oh, okay.
$17.7 million per F4.
All right.
That is
Lord.
bad. That is not good.
So what? So what's the? Do you have other teams there or just those two?
Just those two here.
Okay.
And
I was
again,
just curious.
Jordan may have taken a deeper dive. I don't want to go into all the numbers on it, but the point is that
Yeah.
there is, I'd say the value that the Yankees have on their team is bad, but there is no value to be found in is what they're doing,
No, it
especially
really-
when judges are.
There's nothing there. Is this the straw that breaks the camel's back that is Brian Cashman's like lifetime
Dude,
job security?
I don't know. If I was a Yankee fan, I would. Hal is just such a dork. Like,
He's
He
such
is.
He's.
I mean,
They're a
it's
couple of
so
dorks.
brutal. It's so brutal. I mean, George, for his faults, and there were plenty, cared about winning. You know, I mean, he wanted to win
He was
baseball
very
games.
involved.
Yeah, Hal is like, just spend some money, I guess. I don't care. It's like so he's so detached from it and is totally fine with what is right now mediocrity. I saw some Yankees fan I follow, pardon me, I forget who it was, but they were saying how the first half of last season was a fucking disaster for how the team is perceived by like the front office and stuff.
Because
Because
they were like 20 games over 500 at the
yeah,
break, weren't they?
and they've been pretty shitty since then. And and it's like I think Cashman and Hal, whatever, they think that we're so close to like being right there again. You know, it's like little things, but it's not. it's not at all. And then there was people a couple nights ago. Who said it? Heyman maybe about Ohtani getting traded to the Yankees. The Angels have a better roster than the Yankees.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
Jake,
I mean, they
Jake,
have-
you want to hear this? These
yeah.
Well,
first
the
and
Angels are
second
also
half
a mess,
splits
but-
for the So the 2022 Yankees, they were 64 and 28 in the first half last year.
That's
Oh my
They,
God.
crazy.
they went 35 and 35 the rest of the way.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. That's
I
not
mean,
gonna cut
nothing,
it.
Well,
nothing's
Susan.
gone much better since.
So I mean, since then they've been. I mean, yeah, they're. What are they right now? They're. Excuse me, I think 49 and.
They are 50 and 45.
Okay. Yeah. I don't even know. Yeah, I stayed up to watch the game last night. You know, because it mattered for us.
It
And-
felt like a playoff game in Anaheim.
It
You know,
did.
I got to give those fans credit.
Because their
I know.
backs are against the wall with
Yeah.
the future of Ohtani. You know, this is,
It's really, 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 really bizarre that they haven't. That front office hasn't been like. Maybe we let Volpe have some more time in AAA. He stinks.
But I mean, to your point though, there's no depth on the team. So like, who?
I mean, I guess that's
Who else is gonna
it's like,
play?
what difference does it make? But I mean, you're killing the kids. He strikes out every time he comes to bat. That
Yeah.
can't be healthy for. I mean, and he's young too, right? Like
Yeah.
he wasn't even supposed to start with the team. It was like he had a good spring training, so but I mean, yeah, he comes up. I haven't seen him. Yeah, he's bad. It's
Oh, man.
at some
bad,
point,
Okay,
yeah,
so-
he
bad
needs
news
some more
over
time
there.
to marinate, which is fine
Volpe-
for his
Volpe
development. He
is,
should still be a good player, but not
Volpe's
if he.
22 in 95 games. He's already struck out 104 times. The OPS plus is 82, but the slash line's terrible. The OPS is 660.
Yeah, he needs more time to marinate.
yeah. Those are Kike Hernandez numbers. Actually, Kike's worse than that. To be clear.
Some
He's a
respect
Yeah,
to
what is it? What is his OPS plus?
Yeah,
Like
let me-
60 something.
I apologize to Anthony Volpe for that claim.
Yeah, we do a little trolling, but we like to be fair where we can.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair and balanced here on Lansdowne.
I revel
Well.
in it though. You could just see the abyss of just mediocrity being in limbo for the Yankees if something doesn't change fast.
I don't know what you're supposed to do if you're them.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. I mean,
Like-
they're in a tough spot too. They're in a very tough spot because Cole, your only good pitcher, is what is he now? Like 32?
32, if I had to guess.
And then Judge is, I think,
He's no spring chicken.
31. Judge is 31.
And still a lot of
No,
productivity
yeah, I know.
ahead of them.
I know,
Right,
but also
it's-
not,
it's
not
like
also
he's
not a model of
25.
health. Also not a model of health.
Yeah,
Judge.
yeah.
You're in trouble. I mean, to be frank, and what do? You have no capital either. Like, you can't go out and trade. People are like sell. Sell who?
Yeah,
Your
I
team
don't-
stinks. There's no value on that. I don't. If I was a buyer, like maybe Glaber, but he's young, so he's like the one guy you hold on to. It's really bad.
He's
mean,
got to be
it's-
coming up on an extension at some point too. It's
Glaber,
not,
yeah,
it's
he's
It's
probably
not like
close.
Glaber came up last year. Glaber was there in 18.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
bad. They're really in a bad spot.
Like, when's he up for? When's his last year of arbitration? When's he due for an extension?
Cashman, though, I really do think is Teflon. I don't know what it would take.
No, honestly, I feel kind of the same way with Boone. Like it's like
No, I think he would go.
I think
before
Cashman has more production than Boone, 100%.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like at some point, when's it going to be time for Booney? When Booney, I'm not even like I'm like
Yeah,
I'm like
no, I don't think it's
90%
when. I
joking
don't-
saying this. I don't know if Booney's going to get fired, but if Booney does get fired, we need to have a eulogy for that because I'll miss the Aaron Boone era. 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
that'd
A
be
Red Sox
wonderful.
hero. A Red
Yes.
Sox hero through and through.
Could you imagine saying that after Game 7 and 03,
It's-
being like, no, this guy's
Go
awesome.
back in
Trust me."
time. You're gonna love this guy. I promise.
I think 7-year-old me would have found a knife to try to stab you with if you said that.
I think historically, in hindsight, that home run was probably a good thing for the Red Sox.
That was a great thing.
With,
It's
the
not a might,
with
it
all the
definitely-
benefits of hindsight. You don't know if you beat the Marlins in 03. So whatever. 04, you react, you go get Schilling, you go get Folk. You win the World Series that year, and then that home run causes the Yankees to hire a big dumb idiot with no managerial experience. And we won another World Series and beat them on the way there.
Because he hit a knuckleball that didn't knuckle.
Yeah. So hey, that home run.
How many? Question for you guys.
What do they? What you take back the word? We're gonna take back that home run. That actually was good.
Yeah,
for
it's
us.
ours. We're claiming.
Yeah,
it.
appropriated.
Yeah. The Boone home run was good for us.
Come and take it, the Yankees fans
So,
say.
question for you guys. How many prospects do you think the Yankees have in MLB's top 100 right now?
Is Volpe still a prospect?
No. Volpe's not on there. Cabrera's not on there.
2.
I was going to guess 2.
Yeah. It's Jason
Dominguez.
Dominguez,
Yeah. And who's
and
the-
then Austin Wells, the catcher at 79.
I don't. Yeah.
Like you don't have anything to trade from.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they're in. I mean, and free agency
And any
gets
of the young
worse
guys
every
who do,
year.
they're already up. They're already up there at the major league level.
Yeah. No, it's bad.
So,
It's bad. We keep saying it. It's bad.
I don't
think
know. Do you tear it down? I mean, they're
You
not going to
can't.
move.
You
They're
just
not
There's
gonna move
Judge's
Judge.
Who's
contract.
taking the money?
You're
What's
fine.
what's
I mean,
LeMahieu's
I would take Aaron
What's
Judge.
LeMahieu's contract? Because I remember LeMahieu got
They
like a
gave him, like, 90
5-year
million,
offer. I think
didn't
it
they?
was. They gave him a.
Stan's got another 5 too. I think his ends.
Ugh.
in
Who's taking that
27.
money? No one is. No one's taking
Yeah,
that. No
it's
one's
really-
offloading it.
It's really bad. Was
Yeah,
Rizzo?
LeMahieu's got the next 3 years at 15.
3
What did
years
Rizzo-
of TJ LeMahieu
What did Rizzo
right
extend
now.
for, Liam? Do you have that?
I think it was just 2 years.
It was
wasn't
just 2. Okay, that's
Let
yeah.
me
So
pull
that's
him up,
whatever.
though.
LeMahieu for 3 more years. He's
Oh, Lord.
35.
Yeah,
He's
so, I mean, Rizzo-
35. And you have him for 3 more years at 15 per.
Well, it doesn't get much
Not
better
great.
here, Fitz. Rizzo is under contract through 24.
They're
at 17
toast.
per year.
17 per year.
And there's a $17 million team option for
They're
25.
wasting the Judge and Cole era. It's
Well, at
like
least
it's
it's a
kaput
team option.
unless
I mean, there's a
something
$6 million buyout. I imagine they take that.
Yeah, they're good. Well, yeah, I think they'll take that one. Well,
unless
maybe
something-
not. I don't know. He's one of their only positive hitters. Maybe not. I get this rate.
They're a
You
mess.
need bats. Yeah.
I keep forgetting Rodon exists. I know he just.
No, he doesn't.
Run! They got
Yeah, I
him.
forgot
They
about
got
that.
money for him. He's pitched like once, maybe twice.
He's
Does
just
that deal have any opt outs or anything? Is it just the straight 7? Or
If
whatever
it's
it
a
was?
Rodon?
player one, he's not taking it.
Rodon.
I would imagine. You
Rodon.
wanna talk-
Fitz, I actually would imagine he would
Oh,
take
Lord.
the opt out. He's not.
No,
the
not an
picture of
opt
Halloween.
out. The opt in. What is it, Liam?
He would opt into the contract
Yeah.
and take the money. That's yes.
He's under contract through 28, which would be
Okay.
his age 35 season. 27.8 per year.
They're done.
Yeah.
They're toast, dude.
Yeah, I really don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Your future salary is 139 million for Rodon.
Wow, that's tough,
That's tough.
man.
That's the one
Ugh.
cool that's what's really cool about this year's Red Sox. We don't have any sort of despair like that. It's
No, like,
Chris
at least,
Sale.
like,
we
we
have
can-
Chris Sale
we
for
can
one more
sort
year.
of-
Whatever.
We can like kind of see a future core.
Well,
on the
let's talk about
horizon.
that, Liam. Let's talk about that because I could see it very well. I see it. It's right in front of me, and I'm looking at it. I got all
And
of
if
them.
they're smart enough, they'll lock him up on like reasonable enough contracts.
Yeah, I got Tristan Casas rapidly approaching an 800 OPS after a fucking disastrous April,
But his fingernails,
but his fingernails are painted, so cut him.
we didn't think about that.
Brian Bayo, an ace, not an ace, but he's a top of the rotation starter.
Yeah.
Devers is 27. Devers is still young too, which is the
It's so
craziest
crazy.
shit. Devers. Gosh, who else we got? Duran
Marcelo.
might be real. Looks like
Potentially Duran,
up for
Yoshi.
debate. We got Massa for 5 more years. Verdugo,
Maybe
I don't know.
Verdugo.
We don't know. Wong is definitely a starting catcher in the MLB. Who else? Oh my gosh! And then we get into the prospects,
Yeah.
which look great.
There's like 5 or 6 of them.
We
on
have
the
five.
top
We have
100
5
now?
top 100 now. Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
From at Talk and Yanks, just to put a pin in this before we move on to the grid. The Yankees are in sole possession of last place this late in the season for the first time since. Does anyone want to guess?
1990.
Yeah, I saw it. It's
1990,
Yeah.
when they finished the
Yes, I
season
saw it
in
earlier,
last
too.
October of 1990. That's amazing, absolutely amazing. So that was
I
that
hope that
was good.
prediction. I'm gonna hold on to that prediction if it comes true for the rest of my life. I'll tell my grandkids
You would
about
have
it.
called shot right now, and so far so good.
I
who knows?
really-
Looking good.
I mean, Liam, props to you because it was less clear at the beginning of the year.
100%.
Right now, July 18th, I would be legitimately surprised if they didn't finish in last.
I mean, we still could, but like the
I think
expectations.
I
are
think we
different between-
have such a legitimately better roster than them, though.
I think so. I'm just saying. We
I
see
mean, if
this
Judge,
team be
they
up and
still
down.
are talking like Judges. They don't know.
Didn't they say like his toe might be fucked up for the rest of his life?
Well, like they gotta amputate it. What is that? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Lose
They
his
said it-
balance.
That's hey, come on.
That's what toes help you balance.
We don't
That's true.
we don't wish injury though.
No, we
his
don't.
inner
wish
ears
injury.
going.
No.
Career ending.
Oh, hey,
vertigo.
I wanted to ask you guys. So I
You never
tweeted this
called.
during the Cubs game when we were getting slaughtered, the bad one, the Saturday night game.
Yeah.
Here's a little thought experiment before the grid fits. So the Cubs, they have the first overall pick. He's can't miss, center fielder, 5 tools. He's unbelievable. Okay. He gets to the majors, say, like 25 months after he flies through the minors. He arrives at Wrigley, first pitch, double near the wall that he has to go get. They discover he's catastrophically allergic to the ivy.
To the ivy.
Yeah.
Oh,
What do they
no.
do? What do they do? What would happen, do you think?
Does it get out publicly?
Yeah,
He's
I think
got
he-
hives immediately on the field.
he
I mean,
blows
he's
up like,
he's ripping
like
his
Will
shirt
Smith.
off. He's
Will
scratching. He's
Smith and Hitch.
bleeding. Yeah. What do you
DH
think?
him at home. You DH him.
No, Fitz. He's 5 tool. He's 5 tool.
He's like Andrew Jones.
But if you offer him in a trade, everyone's gonna say, "Why are you offering me this trade right now?" I mean, I guess there's no ivy there.
So trade him. You think they trade him?
Like,
He's
is
Fitz.
he
he's,
out for like 2
Fitz,
days
He's Mike
after
Trout.
each,
He's Mike Trout.
and he's out for like 2 days every time he has to go to the wall?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. He could maybe play through it, but it's bad.
Do you just coach him to like stop
Like-
once he reaches the warning track?
That's what I'm saying.
Always put his hands up.
That's the whole. What do you do? That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Just always inside the park home runs because the center
'cause
fielder has to come in and get it.
because it's the same ivy. It's the same like breed of ivy forever, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So that so like they couldn't change the ivy. Is my point.
Would they change? I was gonna. Well, I mean, that's,
Well,
part of the brand too.
that
They
was
can't-
my That's
They
kind
can't
of what
get
I was
rid of
saying.
it, right?
Well, they can't get rid of it, but ivy is not. They could maybe change the ivy. That was my thought.
Maybe.
This would be a good like. I don't know. Maybe I'll write this script.
I think that's pretty good.
It's one joke. I don't know how much of a, but it's.
but it can branch
It's
off into
funny,
like
though.
20 different jokes.
Yeah. I think, and there's no medicine, by the way. They can, like, there's nothing to, there's no preventative measures as far as like medically they could take. I think he would. No, you're right. Maybe they do DH him at home, Fitz. I don't know.
Yeah, and then on the road he's 5-tool. Let's still
On the
have
road,
the
he's
season,
5-tool.
right?
Yeah.
You know?
He's
That's a good
3-tool
one.
at home.
Before we jump to break and before we jump to the grid, I did want to get to this one quick DM from Thomas of the Short Shift podcast. He DM'd
Oh yes,
me
I
over
saw
the
this.
weekend.
Yes.
Because he was saying, blah, 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 blah. I'm just reading through it. Shout out to Thomas for sending this. Assuming this was your first trip to Wrigley, it was not. But it was my
Humble
first on
brag.
the rooftops there. Do the rooftops, by the way, if you ever can. The rooftops are amazing. Were you bummed the Cubs weren't wearing their traditional home jerseys? They might have one of the least offensive City Connect jerseys, but for me, I would want the full experience down to the pinstripes and all. I hate their City Connects. It didn't really annoy
yes.
me that they wore them Friday, though. You
No,
know,
they're just boring. That's all.
yeah, it happens.
They're not like
you
an
know what I mean?
eyesore.
I just think that they're like pathetically boring. I don't like them at all. But it didn't ruin the experience for me really one way or the other. Yeah, I would have rather than be in the pinstripes there. I think it's a far better jersey. But you know, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? It was still a good night, especially because the Red Sox won. So thank you for that message.
I agree, and we've spoken about how much it. I think we all agree, but definitely me how much it pisses me off when they just wear the blue. They consistently wear the blue alternates.
Oh yeah, those suck.
Like all the time. The red too, which are better than the blue, but I love the home and aways. They have one of the most iconic looks in literally the world of sports, the entire earth.
Yeah.
And they just wear these shitty alts all the time. I don't understand it.
I don't think they're shitty per se, but yeah,
I think
don't
the
know why
blue
they
ones
do
are
it so much.
legitimately like actually boring.
Well, they should do the V-neck, like the
Yeah,
old
they should
bang
have.
style.
Yeah.
Need-
We've
need the V-neck.
we've
Yeah, exactly.
discussed
Yeah, we
this.
don't need to beat a dead horse here.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's quickly step away and then grid time to wrap up the show this week. Got to do this kind of quick because it's 5:46.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, this one doesn't look too hard.
Yeah, it's not. All right, we'll cut back. Ready? 3. We're back. Pot on Lansdowne. Fitz, Jake, Liam. As always, wrapping up the show. Immaculate Grid time. Immaculate Grid. Jake, you're our grid guy. What do we have for our options today?
Grid guy. So north to south on the these will be our rows. We got New York Yankees up top, Seattle Mariners in the middle, Miami Marlins on the bottom, and then west to east. These will be our columns. We got Phillies, Brewers, and Silver Sluggers.
All right, and another peek behind the curtain. We can't do this terribly long because we still have our conversation to do with Gary.
We're
so
speed
All right, let's hit it,
running.
let's go.
Speed
we're
running.
speed running
All right.
this.
right.
John Mattingly, Silver Slugger for the Yankees.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, I have
6%.
oh, Jesus.
I mean,
really?
Edgar Martinez had to win a Silver Slugger for
Had to
the
have.
Mariners.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. It was probably Ichiro Suzuki as well.
Yeah.
17% for Edgar.
Stanton, do Stanton for the Marlins. I don't know anybody else.
Because
I was going to say Hanley.
Immaculate Grid, world record, like new
Like the Rubik's Cube kid.
any percent.
Ooh.
48% for Stanton. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yankees, Phillies. How about David Robertson?
Ooh, that's a
Sure.
good one.
sure.
You could do a lot of guys. I feel there's a lot
I'm
of
going to
crossover
say
there.
Phillies Marlins, JT.
JT Realmuto. Yep. 17%
Yes, sir.
for Robertson, by the way. Realmuto will be a lot, I would imagine.
Yeah, 41 on Real Muto.
Yeah.
Phillies
fine.
Mariners, Cliff Lee.
Ooh,
Yes,
that's
everyone
a great
forgets
one.
that Cliff Lee had that cup of coffee. Now be careful because there was a Cliff Lee from like the
Second one.
1820s.
The Brewers. See, this is what we're back in the Central. I'm fucked now. I don't know I don't know Brewers.
Yankees. Oh,
CC
Lord.
Sabathia.
Oh, great call.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
probably
easy.
like 80%, 47.
He was special with the Brewers. He was.
He
so-
was. That's
Oh, yeah,
Was that
47%.
run?
Seattle, Milwaukee.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Seattle, Milwaukee.
Well, Yelich for Seattle Marlins.
Yep.
Or Milwaukee.
Marlins,
Marlins.
Marlins, Brewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean,
Okay,
that's
one
Shout out
left.
Sarah Griffin for Christian Yelich.
63 on Yelich.
63. Yeah, everyone said that.
Brewers, Mariners that is tough.
Did Molitor play for Seattle?
Wade Miley. Wade Miley.
Wade
Oh!
Miley. Swamp Monster.
He's
There
the
it
ace.
is.
The ace. The actual ace.
Bang. 256
rarity
rarity score. Gee, yeah, that was so speed.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah, just
Oh, you know,
just a
we
quick
need to do an
turnaround.
emoji. We got to do an emoji. People have been
Yes.
hounding us.
Oh, that's right.
Well, do a bear for the Cubs.
Yeah, fuck it.
Sure.
Do a bear for the
Bear for the
Cubs. If you made it to this point, tweet us an emoji of a bear. We will tweet it back at you and follow you back, of course. So, all right, that's going to do it for this edition of Pod on Lansdowne. We'll be back next week, as always, hopefully with a still resurgent Boston Red Sox baseball club. Hopefully a team that will look like clear buyers at the deadline. We should do like a trade deadline wish list next week.
Okay.
If we're buyers.
Like that idea.
Or if we're sellers. Maybe we just lose all of them and it's like, never mind. It was fun while it lasted. But all right. Anyways,
All right.
for Jake, for Liam,
We love you.
For Gary, Gary,
Gary.
thank you again to Gary for
Gary.
coming on.
Thank you, Gary.
I'm Fitz. You've been you. We'll talk to you next week. Go Sox. Obey your mother.
Obey your mother.
Obey your mother.
I was going to say, Liam just keeps stalling it for like 15 minutes. We're late for the interview with Gary. Obey your mother.